Gamery V. Gabica.
Hey everyone, my name is Gamery Viga and I will be reporting about the physical self. What is physical self? Uh, these are my definition of physical self as I research in the internet. Physical self is the body. The body, this magnificent container and complicated, highly tuned system through which we interact with our surroundings and other creature is referred to as the physical self. The physical self is also the visible physical component of a person that can be inspected and witnessed directly. In short, kung unsa ko karon mo na siya ang ako ang physical self. In multidimensional, multi-level theories of self-esteem, the physical self has been demonstrated to play an essential role in overall global conception of self-worth. And also, physical self, concrete dimensions of the body, it is the tangible aspect of the person which can be directly observed and examined. Kumbaga, kung makita nimo ang isa ka tao, makabalo na ka kung unsa na siya, kita man nimo sa iyahang outer, sa iyahang panglawas or sa kung unsa imong nakita directly sa iyaha mo na siya ang buot pasabot sa physical self. What is self-understanding? According to Suntrock 2004, self-understanding is the individual cognitive representation of the self which consists of the substance and the content of self-conception. The development of self-understanding in adolescence can be described for simple to perplex and involves a number of aspects of the self. Kita manggod kung imong hunahon abot wag ta sa stage kagikan sa pagkabata, teenager, mo na tong kanang kuan na, kanang matured na. Syempre pag bata ka, dapat imuha man jud sabton imuha kung dili ta kasabot sa sarili atong gilikanan mo sabot sa tuwa. Pag teenager na ta, mo na siya tong time nga na natay mga crush ibig-ibog na ana-ana mo na siya nga kumbaga kinahanglan nato sabton ang ato ang sarili gikan sa pinakauna hangtod sa magdako hangtod sa maabot ako sa imong adulthood. Also, self-understanding is an awareness of and ability to understand one's action and reaction. Physical self-care and its importance. Taking care of others is assuming that we are in charge of our well-being and act of self-knowledge and self-love. We don't need the outside to take care of us. Mo-agree ba mo, ana? Ako, mo-agree jud ko, ana. Kay, para sa kuha mong good, bago ka mo hatag og gugma sa lain, higugmaa sa imong sarili, bago sila. It is a way of indicating around us that we value and that we take care of ourselves and that therefore that is transmitted and contagious. It improves our physical condition, our quality of life, and prevent physical and mental illness. Tinuod jud da siya kinahanglan palanggaan na totong sarili para dili ta maingon nga mabuang. It helps us to know each other and have more resources that provide us with well-being. Improves the relationship with oneself with the people around us because taking care of ourselves allows us to be happy, to love ourselves, and to love more of what is around us. Kumbaga, kung higugmaon sa nato tong sarili bago ta mo higugma sa mga tao nga nakapalibot sa atoa, kay kung dili nimo higugmaon imong sarili, pag abot sa panahon paras good anang sa kanang mga relationship ba untahay imuhang uyab love nimo jud siya pag-ayo tapos siya na imuhang kalibutan pag moabot ang time nga mawala siya sa imuha unsa may mahitabo sa imuha maghinilak ka maggigid ka or unsa ba diha tapos mawala na imuhang murag na mawala na imuhang gugma nimo sa imuhang sarili kay gibuhos mo nimo sa iya hatanan so wala na love sa imong sarili mo na nga at the end of the day dapat higugmaon nimo imuhang sarili para pag moabot ang panahon nga magigugma ka sa laing tao nya dili man to siya mao gyud tong imuhang forever at least dili kay ingon masakitan kay kabalo man ka unsay words sa imong sarili higugma man nimo imuhang sarili that's mo na siya tanan ang ako ang as I've researched it all connected to physical self. But for me, physical self is the appearance of a person. But at the same time, physical self also related to beauty for me because every one of us have different different understanding about beauty. We have beauty na we see in the appearance. We have also beauty that we can tell it's beautiful because he had a good heart, good character, good attitude. May kanang mga anak bitaw, part gihapon na siya sa beauty and wala lang ako siya na sulat sa kong nahimo sa kong PowerPoint but as add-on to my research, every country has different definition of beauty. Kaya, kumbaga, kung sa Pilipinas, kung puti ka, puan ka, gwapa na ka, sa laing nasod, naa sila definition sa kagwapa. Kung para sa tua, gwapa siya kay puti siya, hamis siya, ana-ana gani, gwapa. Mo na siyang gwapa sa tua. Pero sa sa laing nasod, once makakita ta sa ilahang ginatawag gwapa para sa ilaha, siguro na ay at some point maapoy gwapa para sa ilaha, pangit para sa ato. For example, sa ako ang nakita sa pag-search nako sa internet, nakita nako sa Thailand, ug kisa to pinakataas og liog, mo to siya gwapa sa ilaha. Mo to siya pinakagwapa sa ilaha. Tapos sa murag sa Nigeria man ata to nga murag naa siya kanang kuan diri ba kanang murag kanang nidako ito yung baba nga murag nailingin mo na ang kanang kuan sa ilaha nga gwapa daw na siya. So every country has different perspective of what we call beauty. Ang uban by physical kung unsay mo makita gwapa. But then, ang uban, naga-base dili sa physical, but in heart. Kaya itong ginaingon nila nga, beauty with heart and brain, mga ingana. Tapos, ang uban pod, kanang kung unsa ilahang uniqueness, mo na para sa ilaha ang beauty. And that's all. Maura na ako ang ma-report mao lang na siya ang ako ang mahatag sa inyo nga information about physical self. I'm not really sure if tama ba ako ang report, basta as I've looked into internet, gipangita lang nako ang mga connection about physical self, and that's why I compile this video and gi-explain ako sa inyo kung unsa pud akong nasabtan about physical self. Mo lang na siya guys, and thank you og sana unta na enjoy ninyo ang ako ang report. Thank you sa tanan.
Roxanne Tejero.
So, good morning everyone. My name is Roxanne Alcoy Tejero. The topic assigned to me is about sexual self. So, what is sexual self? Sexual self is conceived as an individual evaluation of his or her own sexual feelings and actions. is supposed as an important predictor of contraceptive behavior among teenagers and a scale measuring the concept it described. So, sexual self, ikaw sa imong kaugalingon. And so, individuals' evaluations of her or his own sexual feelings. So, whether we like it or not, kitang tanan, jud na jud tayo ginatawag nga uwag. Then, atay mga sexual actions, sexual feelings, labi na sa itong mga loved ones, hindi dyan na siya malikayan. So, that's the sexual self sa itong kaugalingon. Feelings na to. Then, next is, there are three types of sexual self. First is sexual openness. So the ability to talk directly about sexual matters and to learn about and participate in mutually agreeable sexual activities with consenting partners. So kani siya from the word openness, open mo both side nga gibuhat ninyo na siya nga activities. Agreeable mo sa mga consequences nga mahitabo after you do that things nga kabalo mo unsay kalabasan ana. Open mo directly makaingon kasi ba nga kaingon ka sa imong partner nga walay pagduduha, we are open to do that things. So mo na siya sexual openness, open mo both side, magbuhat man galing mo mga ingana. So second is sexual esteem. So excuse me. So sexual esteem is the feeling you have about your body and your confidence level on how you relate immediately to someone else. So diri mo pasok ang sa sexual esteem, diri mo pasok si satisfaction. Kung imuhang partner na satisfied ba sa imong gibuhat nga activity sa iya ha. Kung as you see the pictures. Sa giingon diri, it's about your body and your confident level and how you relate immediately to someone else. Kung yun sa nimo pagdala or sa bawa kabalo. Then the next one is sexual anxiety. So kasagaran na ng sexual anxiety nagahitabo ni siya sa manag-uyab nga bago pa pod. Then it can be caused by negative experiences from the past, sexual dysfunctions, stress, or variety of other factors. It can cause people to feel extreme anxiety and potentially even lead to sexual avoidance. So, kuan, pares anang makauyab kag bag-o pa din. Ang kato siya nga person is na siya yung mga kanang trauma sa past about sex or about sa iyang partners, unsa siya pagdala ato, unsa siya pag-treat ato sa iya ha. So na siya yung mga negative experiences sa iyang past. So kasagaran ato awas sa pictures nasa nagtalikdanay silang duha. So meaning naay kahadlok sa matag usa. Next is what is sexual self-concept? It is important to know that sexual self-concept is proposed an important predictor of contraceptive behaviors among teenagers in scale measuring the concept is described, defined as an individual's evaluations of his or her own sexual feelings and actions. So, balik na siya. Is supposed as an important predictor of balik na siya. So why it is important to know about self-concept? Kay daghan mga teenagers karon wala kabalo unsaon pagkontrol sa ilang feelings sa ilang mga boyfriends, most especially sa mga teenage pa jud, mga bata pa sila kabaloon saon pag that's why naay tay ginatawag nga early pregnancy. So sa mga teenager nga makakwanta na po gani high school, elementary, not bashing, pero nadyo na siya. So it is important to have a sexual self-concept. So, kana lang siya. Daghang salamat sa pagpaminaw. And God bless.
Baby Jane Camo.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Bibi Jinji Kanyamo. I will be reporting about economic self. The enormous part of our material self is the body. Intentionally, we are investing on our body. We cannot live without it. We do our best to make sure it functions properly and avoid as much as possible ailments or disorders. We do have certain preferential attachment or intimate closeness to certain body part because of its value to us. There are people who get their certain body part insured, example celebrities Mariah Carey, who was reported to have placed a huge amount for insurance of her vocal cords and legs. Next to our body are clothes we ask. Influenced by the philosophy of dress by Hermann Lutze, James believed that clothing is an essential part of the material self. Lutze, in his book Microcosmos, stipulates that anytime we bring object into the surface of our body, we invest that object into the consciousness of our personal existence, thinking, and its contours, to be our own and making part of the self. The fabric and style of clothes will bring sensation to the body to which directly affect our attitude and behavior. Thus, clothes are placed in the second hierarchy of material self. Clothing is a form of self-expression. We choose and wear clothes that are a reflection of ourselves. Watson 2014. Third in the hierarchy is our immediate family. Our parents and siblings hold another great important part of ourselves. What they do or become affect us. When an immediate family dies, part of ourselves dies too. When their lives successful, we share in their glory. And their failures, we are put to shame or guilt. When they are in disadvantaged situation, there is an argument to help, like a involuntary instinct of saving oneself from danger. We place a huge investment to our immediate family when we see them as the nearest replica of ourselves. Home is where our heart is. Our experience inside the home were recorded and marked on particular part sad things in our home. There is an handhold cliche about rooms, if only walls can speak. Why? Because the whole of us is an extension in self, because in it we can directly connect ourselves, having investment of self to things made us attached to those things. The more investment of self given to the particular things, the more we identify ourselves.
Sela Tamensa.
Good morning, Mom. Good morning, classmates. My name is Ella Vita Mensa, and I will going to report about spiritual self. Spiritual self is refers how you see yourself spiritually. It is the most of the time that we all know that experience is the most credible learning of us because we can see it and feel it. What is spiritual self? The spiritual self is the most intimate inner subject part of the self. It is the most intimate version of self because of the satisfaction experience. When one thinks of one ability to argue and discriminate. So, as a human being, we have spiritual experience. Even though iba-iba ang ating relihiyon o paniniwala, but we need to respect them. Also, spiritual self is you in your most beautiful and powerful form. It is the authentic self and the unconditioned part that you without pattern. This is person of each of us, so no need to get cut up of the language. So as a human being, it is important to have a spiritual o paniniwala. Dahil dito natin makikita kung ano ang kung gaano ano ang ating relationship between God and ourselves. So, spiritual self is important to have a healthy spirituality. Give us a sense of peace, wholeness, and balance among the physical, emotional, social, and spiritual aspect of our lives. For the most people, the path to such spirituality passes through struggles and suffering, and often includes experiences that are frightening and painful. So, spiritual self is all about ang ating paniniwala. That's all. Thank you.
Leo Yupan.
First of all, I report about political self. What comes up in our mind about political self? Question is, what is political self? Political self explores how our social and economic contents profoundly affect our mental health and well-being, and how modern scientific and psychometric research can both contribute to enrich our understanding of this wellness discussion. Do you know that politics is derived from the Greek word politika? Politics is also ideologically defined as affairs of the city. Politics is also a process of making decisions that applies to all members of a group. It is the ability to govern and control over a group of people in a community, state, or a nation. It can be preferred from others. It can be preferred from this new that a person's ability to influence others by making a decisions for them is one of the essential qualities of this political self. How can people be influenced by others? It is a part of political self, the topic of political self. According to my research, Morton Bird and Harold B. Gerald in 1995, they are the people who studied and analyzed the motives of social influence and determined the two types of it. There are two types of motives of social influence that's discovered by Gerald. The first types of social influence is the normative influence. Normative influence. It is a type of social influence that is based on conforming to the positive expectation of others. And the second social influence is informational influence. Informational influence is a type of influence based on accepting the information obtained from others as evidence of the reality. In studying political selves, they tackled also about leadership. An important aspect of politics in a capacity to influence and lead a group of people. According to Myers, leadership is a process by which certain group members motivate and guide the group. Studies revealed that the effective leaders consistently stick to their goals, have the self-confident charisma that influence their followers. They do also have the ability to communicate in clear and simple language and have enough faith in their group to inspire them to follow. In leadership, there is leadership style. A pattern of leadership behavior which is repeatedly shown as evident across a variety of situations. Leadership style classification. The first classification is autocratic leadership. The second is the democratic leadership, and the last one is the laissez-faire leadership. And there is a leadership description. The first description is the transactional leaders. The second one is transformational leaders, and the third one and last is the laissez-faire leaders. That's all. Thank you.
What is the importance of studying this different kind of self? Well, the importance of self-studying encourages us to further investigate areas of interest, resulting in greater study abilities. One of the primary benefits of self-study is that we as students have control over our own learning. How you love yourself is how you teach others to love you.